Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Embry Davis, the Director of Business Development at Procurement IQ, and we're really excited to introduce you to Procurement Plus, our newest platform enhancement built to take your category intelligence experience to the next level. Today's roundtable is all about giving you an early look at what's new, sharing how these updates came to life, and most importantly, how these enhancements can best support your procurement team. I'm joined by Jocelyn and Michelle, who help lead much of the strategy and development behind Procurement Plus. They'll walk you through the updates, demonstrate some of the new features, and show how Procurement IQ continues to evolve as procurement's premium market intelligence partner. Before we dive in, let's start with a few introductions.
Thanks, Embry. Hi, everyone. I'm Jocelyn Phillips. I'm the global head of product for Procurement IQ, but as well as in IBISWorld, which is the industry intelligence business that Procurement IQ has always been a part of. I'm really excited to walk through the platform today, and I'm excited to have Michelle here with us as well.
Yeah, thanks, Embry and Jocelyn. My name is Michelle Havanitz. I am the head of North American research at IBISWorld. I oversee all of our research teams that are in North America, so that includes both Procurement IQ and IBISWorld Industry. And over the past year and a half, I've worked closely with Jocelyn, our product team, and our clients to develop the new research elements that we're going to be debuting today. Very excited to be here.
Awesome. Let's kick things off. So let's start with the question. What is procurement? What is Procurement Plus?
Yeah, great question. I think we're going to, in short order here, get into a lot of details that are really going to bring what Procurement Plus is to life for everybody who's going to get to see the new website soon. But I'll zoom out for a minute and say that Procurement Plus for us as a business is really about the next step of our digital transformation. So Procurement IQ users who have been with us for a long time will know that a few years back, we debuted a new version of our platform called Procurement Now. This updated the same procurement insights, analysis, research, and data, charts, and graphs that Michelle's team has long been bringing to the market. But it gave it a design facelift, it improved some of the website enhancements, and it also expanded the breadth and depth of our procurement research coverage. Procurement Plus is really the next step in that journey to bring more answers, more insightful answers, and more intuitively useful answers to all of our procurement users. So what that really means for us is that you're going to see a new website that's going to be able to bring better usability, increased functionality, and more research on day one as soon as Procurement Plus launches. Something that procurement users may not know is that behind the scenes, the IBISWorld Industry Intelligence Platform has made really significant strides in its capabilities over the past few years. With Procurement Plus, the procurement experience will be migrating onto the same backend tech stack that drives the IBISWorld Industry Intelligence Platform. And what that means is that on day one, procurement users will benefit from a new design system that improves the usability and the visual elements of the procurement reports. And the users will also benefit from increased speed and performance capabilities that the IBISWorld backend tech stack has supported for a long time. So that's how the back end of the website is going to improve the procurement user experience. But I'm excited for Michelle to share with you a little bit more about what that experience is going to look like when it comes to some new research elements.
Yeah, so in addition to everything Jocelyn just described with just a really, really incredible update to our website, we are also vastly expanding the amount of data that is going to be included in each category report, but also in the overall collection. So that includes things like thousands of price index profiles, whereas before we had just over 200. And those are going to be linking directly to our cost structures. We've got expanded market pricing data to more easily find and compare relevant prices, additional wage rate data for hundreds of occupations, and those are broken down by region. And we also have occupation profiles included for every category. So hundreds of occupation profiles that you can find and search on our website, which you weren't able to do before. So really excited about the expansion of content, but in particular, the expansion of data that we're providing.
Yeah, thank you. I'm actually really excited about Procurement Plus as well. It's faster, it's cleaner, it's way more intuitive. And I also like to describe it outside of all that information you describe. It's not always about having information. It's about how that information is delivered and how easy it is for procurement professionals to understand what to do with it, or even if they should take action at all. So the next step, I guess, Jocelyn, or why are we making this change? Why now? Why Procurement Plus?
Yeah, that's a great segue, Embry, because that's feedback we've heard directly from the market for years here at Procurement IQ, which is that the breadth and depth of information that we can provide procurement professionals is great, but if they can't get it right away and use it right away, then there's a barrier there to the amount that we can help them do their jobs on a day-to-day basis. So that was a real core driving principle for us in designing a lot of the features, especially the net new features that are coming with the launch of Procurement Plus. I mentioned before sort of this back-end technology improvement that makes the site faster and more performative and easier to use. But what that also does is it allows us to build a bunch of new features that are going to meet that need for the procurement user to find the right category report and the right piece of category intelligence as quickly as possible. So with the new platform, we've been able to build things like a market dashboard that Michelle is going to show you here in a minute, which is designed exactly to do that. But not only are you going to have that functionality available at Procurement Plus launch, because of all of that back-end functionality, we're going to be able to keep this up to date, improve it, enhance it based on what we hear from our users once they actually get their hands on the live data. So I'm excited about not just the new features that are available as a result of this Procurement Plus launch, but the fact that this is just the beginning. And just like the market and our customers have told us what we needed to do to get to this point, to the launch of Procurement Plus, everyone in that same group is going to help us keep building the future, and we'll be able to do that more smoothly, more intuitively, more seamlessly on the new platform.
No, thanks for sharing. I'm really excited. I'm really happy having, been able to use the platform and get into it over the last few weeks. Michelle, can you tell us a little bit more about, the feedback you've gotten and the conversations you've had with the clients?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, when we talk about why we're making this change, there is a massive element, of course, that's related to our tech stack and our platform. But it's also just the continual goal of leveling up our research, right? Providing the best research possible. So, what we did about 18 months ago when we started this conversation was my team analyzed all the feedback that we had received from clients. And we also analyzed all of the questions that we had received from clients. We sort of parsed through all of that and said, okay, what can we be doing better? That really helped us to develop, kind of the early stages of this transformation. But then I spoke with clients, each step of the way, right? And we really wanted to ensure that every change that we made and every feature that we added would be a value add. Over and over in my conversations, clients said they wanted more data, right? That's why I've been preaching so hard on that. They want more price points, more benchmarking, more wage data. And that's really where we focused, is getting that information into their hands. Every change that we make is client driven. Speaking of the market dashboard that you will see shortly, one of our CRMs had noted that his clients wanted a central place to view and filter through the key data points that are in our reports. So kudos to him. He turned around and built it in Excel and sent it to our clients, and we got amazing feedback. It worked out so well that we built it into Procurement Plus. So that's going to be one of our newest functionalities and something that I'm really excited for you all to see, which I believe, Embry, you're ready to show. Is that right?
Yeah, I am. I am. So let's actually take a look at the platform. Awesome. So you all should be able to see my screen now. So when you log into the Procurement Plus prep platform, this is the first thing you'll see, the market overview. You get an instant snapshot of what's happening across procurement. You get buyer recommendations, supplier diversity, supply chain risk, and buyer power scores all in one clean view. It's designed so you don't have to dig, and everything you need to orient yourself is right there. One of the newer features is that you can jump directly into the market dashboard. And before we met today, I was thinking about like a more realistic way and a better way to describe this market dashboard, and really describe what it really is. So what the market dashboard is as it loads up is it's more of a command center. It's really where everything comes together. So I was thinking about when I wake up in the morning and I'm getting ready for my day and I'm thinking about how to attack my day. I look at my phone, I'm looking at a few things. I'm probably looking at the weather, looking at, hey, what am I going to put on? I live in Houston, Texas. One day we can have a storm. The next day, it can be 106 degrees with a ton of humidity. You just don't know what to expect. I'm also probably checking the stock market, looking at my funds. I'm looking at, a quick glance at my emails, looking at text messages. And I'm like, instead of, going 5, 6 different places, it would be great if all of that was just in one spot. At one glance, where that's the first thing I see when I wake up in the morning, so I don't have to open 6 different apps. And I also was just thinking, back in the day, I remember, you would either have to, actually look at a physical newspaper. You would have for the weather, you would have to wait for the weather to come on TV. And I actually remember actually calling to check the weather. Actually calling to get the weather. That's probably aging me as well. But it all tied in and helped me think about what we really created with these dashboards, where we're taking the most important data points, the most important sections of a report, but not just any report, but across our entire database and putting it into one central view that's easy to navigate. And, outside of, like I mentioned, what you can see here is a holistic view of what's happening across all of these different categories. You can filter by certain data points and certain opportunities in the market. And also, another one of the newer features is I'll move into the watch list. So the watch list is something that directly connects with the dashboard. And this is actually one of my favorite sections where you can track an entire area of spend, or you can track very specific categories that your category managers or different folks or individuals on your team are managing. Instead of taking that holistic market view, certain category managers are only responsible for, certain products and services, certain segments of the market. And this is where you can create that customized view based off of what's important to you as an individual. And what's also cool about this view is I can hover over and look at the different data points and also filter by what's most important. If I want to identify opportunities that have a high area of, diverse suppliers, if I want to identify opportunities where supply chain risk is high, from a central view, it's very easy to navigate and sort and filter that. So, really excited about the navigation, the bookmarking capabilities, and how customizable this is. So, the next step is actually to look at some of the changes that have taken place within, some of the sections of the report. So, clicking into one of the reports, one of the areas and one of the sections of the reports that we've made some significant changes and improvements to is the market pricing section in the pricing environment section of the report. So, when you open market pricing, you'll notice a new level of detail that wasn't there before. You can now see average prices and ranges for 5 to 10 individual product and service lines within the category. So, what this means is no matter what you're sourcing, if you're sourcing software development, an example, you can see specific benchmarks for software architecture, cloud consulting, project management, and more. And that's the kind of insight that lets you pinpoint where pricing pressure really exists to make more informed decisions. So we've also updated, the market pricing factor where we have rewritten these to be more category specific. So you're not just getting generic drivers or generic factors. You'll see what's actually influencing prices in the market and whether that labor cost, raw material, or whatever those factors are that determine what end of that price range that we're delivering will factor into where you land. So all of this comes back to one thing. It's not just about having data, but also how that data is delivered. So Michelle, I know you plan to jump in and wanted to touch on this section a bit. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so you can jump in.
Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, so looking at geographic wage rates, I just want to take a moment to show some of those new data additions that we've been discussing. So beginning with the geographic wage rate section of our reports. This isn't a new section, but what we've done is expanded it. There is more occupational wage data in each report, whereas currently you may find 1, 2 different occupations. You will always see 10. And these are the occupations that make up the majority of labor within the given market. So all of the data that you had before, broken down by metropolitan statistical area, is still available. You just have more of it. Within this, I can click here, and this will bring us to our brand new occupation profiles. So these are actually searchable from our page currently, from our new website navigation. And when you land on these, we have a few hundred, I believe it's 800 different occupation profiles that you can peruse at your leisure, which significantly expands the number of different wage drivers that significantly expands the number of wage data that we provide. Something else that's great within the occupational profiles is the ability to compare metropolitan statistical areas. So if you have operations in different locations, you can select those locations and see how wage rates may differ from place to place, which is a feature that we're really excited about. And again, these are searchable from our website. So when you search consulting, for example, you're going to get a lot more results and a lot more data than you do currently, which we're really thrilled about. In addition to occupation profiles, we also have price index profiles. So whereas currently we've got about 200 price driver profiles available to clients, we will now have thousands. More price driver profiles really mean that you can gain greater insight into supplier cost trends. You'll see past data, which is sourced from the Bureau of Labor Statistics producer price indices. But then there's also forecast data. The forecast data is IBISWorld proprietary data. This is done by our in-house analysts, and that can give an extra edge in seeing, where supplier costs are forecast to trend in the coming years, which we're really excited about.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Michelle. I'm really excited for us to end on that data note, because as excited as we are about the design and website enhancement features that are part of Procurement Plus, it's really the data that gives our users more answers that you and your team have been working tirelessly behind the scenes to collect and provide for everybody. So it's definitely the component of the launch that I'm most excited to get into users' hands and hear more about all the problems that they're going to be able to solve with it. And that also is kind of a transition for me to step back and say the thing I'm most excited about, looking on a longer 12, 18, 12, 24-month scale about the Procurement Plus launch is that, again, this is just the beginning. So the data sources that Michelle's just shown you are the ones that we know that our users have a strong need for today. But what's exciting about the new platform is that we're going to be able to exponentially keep expanding that data breadth much more quickly than we were able to kind of respond to user needs when it comes to that sort of thing before. Anybody who's familiar with IBISWorld as an industry solution knows that we also have a ton of industry data sort of on the back end in our internal proprietary database. And we've already got a lot of plans to start thinking about how we can better leverage some of that industry data to make the procurement solution suite even more robust and more thorough and able to answer more questions more intuitively and in a more timely fashion over the next couple of quarters and years. So I'm very excited to see where we go from here. And I am excited to have everybody in our marketplace along with us for the journey to kind of help keep building that future together. The Procurement Plus platform will be available on the IBISWorld website. So I'm really excited to get everybody up to speed with it. I know that our teams around the globe, whether it's our development teams, our research teams, our customer service teams have been working tirelessly to make sure that all of our users are ready and excited for what's about to come next. So we're looking forward to a big, exciting launch month in November. And yeah, I can't wait to hear from everybody who gets their hands on the new platform, what they like, what we can do better, and how we can keep building the future together.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Michelle. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this. I know our customers are really excited. So all of this comes back to one thing. It's not only just about having data, it's about how that information is also delivered, which I'm really excited about the new platform again. So appreciate your time. Thanks everybody for watching.